I tell you, obviously Shane Van Gisbergen chose the outside. Listen to you, Kevin. I think that's the catbird seat to be in. We've watched it all weekend long.
And we know that this is his first time actually starting a race on the front row with an oval. So this will be very interesting to see how he manages that first corner. And we know Hocevar wants to take advantage of his inexperience.
And very aggressive Hocevar on the inside.
All right, we're coming to green for 100 laps to move 2 drivers into the All-Star race tonight.
As we've seen all weekend so far, that outside lane gets a great launch.
Oh, got sideways.
Loose.
That was a little of that 8 wheels corner better than 4 action. Just a little.
All these guys filling out their car. They know that the conditions are a little bit different than what they practiced the other day, but you got to be able to try to at least maintain your track position, not give up too much while you're in that process of filling everything out.
That's a good point, Kevin. We've watched the All-Stars. They ran the heat races and stuff. These guys have been on the bench waiting their turn, and it's now. McDowell looking on the inside of Hocevar.
And last night we mentioned William Byron, his Hendrick teammate. They slipped back those first couple of laps and then immediately started going forward. So 4 or 5 laps into this race, when we get that modified rubber off the racetrack, the air pressures come up, then we'll really start to see who has a great car.
Whoa! You see Nemechek getting into Gregson on the outside with more of them. Haley Priest coming on the inside.
It's not Bowman Gray, but the short track bump and run is in effect here.
Yeah,
it better be.
You see bump right here as Bubba Wallace is on the inside of the racetrack. Big bump off of turn 4 when you're on the bottom.
And you can do that, Mike. You can move them out of the way, but you better run and hide.
Especially on a night like this. You're not looking, if you're not going to win the race, you at least want to be even when you leave. Yeah, and you know that is that bubble spot. And you want to have all the track position.
Oh, Hocevar running him down the racetrack. Won't like that.
You want to have all the track position that you can as early as you can get it. So, yeah, you see he didn't like that. Gave him a right front fender to the door.
That was warranted, in my opinion.
And these are 2 drivers that are all go and no whoa.
Well, he certainly chopped him off and ran him down the racetrack, but they better go. He needs to sort this out, Kevin. You told me before this race, do not run side by side. You get these tires hot and they fade.
Well, so far it's a walkaway for Shane Van Gisbergen. This is all happening on your screen almost 2 seconds behind the race leader. But it's Carson Hocevar trying to hold on to the final transfer spot.
Yeah, and I think Hocevar's car, I mean, it's you know, it's a 10th or a 10th and a half off, but he's got that second lane to where he can defend himself. He can put his car in that second lane and they can't finish that pass in that bottom lane so far.
Right behind him at 9th. Oh boy, the 7 just got a shot from Ty Dillon. Moved him just a little bit in turns 1 and 2. There's another one going down the back straightaway, and Dillon's there underneath in turn 3. There it is. This is the All-Star caution. Shane Van Gisbergen leading by 3.5 seconds at the break. All right, we're ready to complete the All-Star Open.
Get aggressive. It's got to happen now.
Well, teammates Hocevar, McDowell, then Gibbs and Wallace, Smith and Van Gisbergen. Van Gisbergen and Priest are the first with 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, you see Allmendinger back there, put him 3 wide right off the bat. Hocevar.
See the 4 tires and Van Gisbergen on the bottom. You'll see that thing have some speed through the center of the corner, but you can't wait, guys. If you wait and get this thing singled out and have to pass them 1 at a time, I don't think it's going to happen.
And you saw what happened with Ryan Priest there when he didn't finish that pass, and a couple of those other cars. You have to be aggressive. You've got 1 lap to do it right, and the second one you better do something to make it happen.
Ty Gibbs on the outside trying to move up past Michael McDowell into the final transfer spot.
Stuck on the bottom where we're telling you don't want to be. He's going to have to get aggressive here, Kevin. You got to move him out of the way.
Priest takes him 3
wide.
wide.
The card you got. Go. He's got to take a 2 for 1 here. It's clear. Not yet. Priest on the outside.
Yeah, you saw Ryan Priest go way up the racetrack. Took him 3 wide off of turn 4, moved up the racetrack and made that pass.
Trying to get into a position to challenge.
Oh, a little contact there off the corner, and you're seeing.
Now watch this. This is how you're going to pass. Unfortunately, that's what you have to do. Get up there, get aggressive, and lean on him.
McDowell edges ahead. Wallace fires it into turn 3.
He sure is.
I like that move. Fire it in there. Make sure you're 3/4 of the way by him and force him up the racetrack. You see Ty Gibbs way up the hill. Priest is able to run that middle lane and hold his ground through turns 1 and 2.
Twice Ty Gibbs has been in the open, and both times he transferred into the All-Star race. Priest trying to make life difficult for him here.
Gibbs running him down the racetrack. That's an easy one for me. You run me down the racetrack, it's going to make my decision on what I do with you down in the corner a lot easier.
Well, they're door to door right now.
Door against door.
Uh-oh. Gibbs is not done here.
He is now.
Ryan Priest is second behind Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, Priest was just able to get that car positioned to where he could get a straight shot up off the corner and drive forward.
Gibbs in third, Wallace in fourth, and Herbst off the wall, and caution waves.
There it is.
All right. Well, that adds
going to fly.
That adds another element.
Barely clears him here. Gets down into turn one. Little love tap. At 71, he's in desperation mode. He needed a caution, and he had a car in his way.
Yeah, he needed a caution, and
I don't like the rule. I think it needs to be as long as you make it obvious where you want to go, but it is a rule.
Oops.
I hope for his sake they don't call it, but
well, he's on the inside, and we're saying one to go. However, thank you, Clint. Ryan Priest will advance to the rear.
I'm sorry.
No, you didn't
I
call
saw it, and I knew
the
it.
officials did. Hocevar, Gibbs, Wallace, Van Gisbergen, and Haley, all hopeful of the top two finishing spots.
Yeah,
Wallace got it.
Forced the issue right there with that 54 car.
Oh, look at this. They got into each other because it opened the door for SVG. Here he comes on the inside.
Bubba finished second in the open to advance last year.
Look at Nemechek ripping the bottom.
4 wide behind them. Wow. Ty Dillon advances on the bottom.
Somehow they made it work.
Yes. How about that?
Kevin, you said you don't want to be the last car on old tires. It's exactly what you're seeing. These tires are swallowing them up. It's still on for the second place. Leaning on him.
Well, now John Hunter Nemechek's running out of option and running out of tires on the bottom there.
Yeah, and if he doesn't make something happen, that 43 car is going to be on the outside pretty quick.
It's his last chance.
He's there.
Now you got to put it in your teammate's lap.
And Dillon is there on the bottom as well. 4 cars under a blanket. Typical short track racing.
Oh, and you see 23 car ran the 43 into the fence.
Got him.
On the other end of the racetrack, so he's got something figured out down there that nobody else does, but he knows he's got to go quick. 9 to go.
Mike, I'll tell you what matters is tires. Tires matter.
Big squeeze. And Bubba got used up there.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Clint. All these guys that put tires on, they're going straight to the front of the pack.
Ever since the drop of the green here, Eric Jones has been coming hard, but he's been patient on the outside. He has not yet dropped to the bottom. He's not yet abused those tires. 2 laps to go. 2 drivers to advance.
Boy, they've got this track widened out. Love it. High, wide, and handsome down in 3 and 4. Jones, he is high on both ends of the racetrack. You see the 10 of Ty Dillon right down on the bottom. Good racing.
Carson Hocevar sees the white flag. 1 to go.
Yeah, and they've done a great job with their strategy. Stayed up front the whole race. Got that clean air on the last run. That's the only thing that saved him from these tires.
Nemechek second. Jones third. A further 4/10 back. Ty Dillon alongside, but Carson Hocevar from Portage, Michigan, wins the All-Star Open. He and John Hunter Nemechek, 1 Chevy and 1 Toyota, will advance.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.